And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Hey everyone, it's Vino here with the servant guide for Jeanne d'Arc Altar Lily Santa. Jeanne d'Arc Santa Lily Altar. Jeanne d'Arc, Hassan of the long-ass name. Jelter. She's Jelter, an AoE welfare lancer from the second Christmas event. Let's talk loadout. Jelter's first skill is Saint's Gift. It's a lot like Santa Altars in that it's a targeted heal with a star gen buff. The only difference is that it heals a bit less. Unfortunate, but not a deal breaker. Skill 2 is Self-Transformation, which gives you meter and debuff resistance. The second part's largely irrelevant, but the NP charges a very convenient 20% at level 1. That's great news for you K-scope perverts. Skill 3 is Ephemeral Dream. This one's a lot like Jolter's, clutch invuln and a big buster ramp in exchange for losing some health. Weirdly enough, it's a bit stronger than Jolter's, though it deals a bit more damage to you. Given how NP-centric her kit is, you'll want to pump this up as soon as you can. Speaking of her NP, it's a weird one. The AoE is nice, but it also weakens enemy debuff resistance, increases your team's healing, and gives a party-wide attack buff. Those last two are pretty damn strange because they last for one turn. The attack buff doesn't affect the NP itself, and they're both tied to overcharge. Unless you're working with a non-damaging NP, there is no reason you'd ever put this second or third on your NP turn. That's a fairly narrow application, but because you're encouraged to put it first, you're not getting a big buff out of it. The heal amp especially. You can't combo it with your own heal. It's so limiting. So you might think your NP sucks, but that's not entirely true. It's jank as hell, but it combos with her abilities to make her a potent wave clear servant. I can't overstate the value of 20 meter. That's a magic number, and in combination with her buster amp, you can really wreck shop. In the 3 to 4 star range, you'll have a hard time finding good alternatives to Jelter, especially if they're at NP 1. On my JP account, she was my go-to for a while. She's a stat stick who can generate a burst turn, and you should treat her as such. Keeping this in mind, my first recommended team has her as the third step in a 3-turn clear. By herself, she struggles with high HP enemies, but what you can do is run a Star Gen Noble Phantasm for your second clear. Lancelot and Raiko are the most flexible options here. You commit Saint's Gift to them on their NP turn, and use the extra stars to follow up Jelter's NP with powerful crits. If you run the Arash waiver setup, those crits are even deadlier. This part's a bit more relevant to JP, since we can see the star distribution before we commit waiver's crit buff. Team 2 abandons the crit aspect in favor of raw NP damage. Using Elizabeth as your second stage gives you a substantial attack buff combined with a defense debuff. It's very straightforward, but you'll have to keep a close eye on Elizabeth's damage numbers to make sure you don't stall out in wave 2 and waste her buff. No meme team this time. Well, there's always Santa Clown Fiesta, but that's going to be a lot more relevant for Christmas 3, so I'll keep that in my back pocket. For craft essences, starting NP is critical. Anything from 50 to 80 is desirable. Holy Night Supper, Golden Sumo, Imaginary Element, Kaleidoscope, even Halloween Princess. You've got a lot of options, but in almost every case, you want to avoid building meter the hard way. It's all pump and dump. Alright, poor choice of words, you didn't hear that. Despite her ridiculous name and strange kit, Jelter is surprisingly effective at brute force wave clears. Given the scarcity of cheap and effective alternatives at her rarity level, there's a strong chance she'll become your bread and butter. Just keep in mind that she does burst turns. If you miscalculate your damage, fights are going to get very messy very fast. In this regard, she's a lot like Santa Altar. Her cleanup leaves a lot to be desired. But give her a chance. If you need some encouragement, I'll say she has very strong Merlin synergy, and your friend list is going to explode with Merlins fairly soon. Thanks for watching. If you like this vid, tell a friend. Also come watch me stream on Twitch. If you're watching this on release, I'm actually doing a 24-hour stream of suffering. Because, you know, 'tis the season. I'll see you there.